This is Linda Hunt, and come and go with us as we visit the 7 cultural mountains where you will receive information that would expand your capacity and upgrade your thinking because God wants to give you more. Join me for the next hour as I connect you to the marketplace.
On this great and glorious Saturday morning. This is the Marketplace Connection, and I am your host, Connector, Linda Hunt, and I praise God for all of my Saturday morning connectors that get up on Saturday morning, that watch me each and every Saturday, and here we are, the 9th month of the year. Can you believe that? We are all in the almost the last quarter of the year, and here we are 9 months into 2020. 2020, this decade has been a decade, but we praise God and we thank God for you. For those of you, we pray that you are well, that you are not only survivors, but you are thriving in this time, in this season of the pandemic. And we do send our love to those families that have lost their loved ones and those that are still laboring with those that have been sick. And so we send you today encouragement, we send you strength, we send you love today. So today we have a wonderful, wonderful broadcast. We are going to be talking to a young lady that has a business, Tamu Browning, and she has a business called the Crepe City. Now, I know crepes because I hadn't heard of crepes until I think it was probably about maybe 15 years ago, and I was in a city. And I was in Philadelphia, went to a convention, and they had a creperie there. And that was the first time I ever heard of crepes because I thought it was just something for desserts, just like a cookie or something like that, And so when I met her at event that I had, she came, her and another person came with her, and they did an event for me. And that was the first time I had an opportunity to really find out what crepes was all about, and especially her crepes. So you'll find out today, the Crepe City lady, Miss Tamu Browning. We thank God for you today.
Thank you, Miss Linda.
Yes,
Thank you so
yes.
much. I appreciate it.
Yes, and this is about the second or third time that we've had an interview.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I'm telling you, this is a crepe, a French crepe with a Southern twist.
Yes.
Now, we always, we always got to put our twist on something. You know what I'm saying? We just got to put our little Southern twist on it, because that's the kind of people we are. We're very colorful. We're very creative. And so we always got to have that mama's touch on it,
That's right. Southern
and
feet.
so to have her crepes is to love them. I'm telling you. The first time I had her when she came to my book signing, and and she blessed me and said, I want to come and I want to do your book signing. And so I, introduced her to the people that were there, and some of them for the first time had not had a crepe, and they were eating. I mean, there was not a crumb, least alone a crepe left. And so it was. I'm telling you. Crepes with like peach pie, like peach cobbler, right? And I mean, just chicken and all kind of different things, And then you have a dessert with it as well. You can have it if you want to have it, like a dessert. But the way she does hers, I'm telling you, I don't know if there's anybody else that does crepes like this. So we thank God for her today, for Crepe City today. We thank God that it's in the city of Detroit.
Yes, absolutely.
And that we get a chance to enjoy it. So we want you to tell a neighbor, to tell a friend that the Marketplace Connection is on. You know what I say. We want you to, enlarge your borders. We want you to upgrade your thinking, and we want you to enhance yourselves with the information that we bring you every week, because this is really the Marketplace Connection is for you, for those of you that want to go into business. That's why I bring business people here, because I know even in this time of the pandemic, we don't want you to be sitting around thinking that, I'm waiting for the pandemic to be over. People are starting businesses. People are doing all kind of entrepreneurial things, doing things creatively, and this is the time and the season to prepare yourself for that. So we want you to tell a neighbor, tell a friend again that the Marketplace Connection is on the air. So I just want to, tell you just a little bit about this lady and her catering business that she has. Crepe City is a mobile creperie. And it can be a pop-up when she does pop-ups, creperie and catering business specializing in crepes, catering for private parties, corporate functions, and weddings. We serve sweet and savory French crepes with a southern twist, such as our peach cobbler crepe. Got my mouth watering. Which is my favorite.
Yes,
my
it
favorite.
Yes, it is.
And our savory chicken Alfredo crepe, which people rave over. It is so good. The spices that you have in there, I'm telling you, yes. And we're going to have her describe it because I want you all to water at the mouth because I want you to call her. Okay, so I want you to, and you're going to see some of the things, we're going to put them on display for you to see some of the things that she brought today for us. And we thank God for it. So after the show, we can indulge. And so, and so those chicken Alfredos, people rave over it. The Crepe City started in 2016, shortly after she graduated from Culinary Art School. The Art Institute of Michigan in Novi, where she received her associate's degree in culinary, as well as her baking and pastry diploma and her bachelor's degree in culinary and hospitality. So not only does she does the culinary, but she's also gifted because you need to have that hospitality touch. You need to know how to have presentation, how to treat people, how to talk to people. And so she also has that touch that goes along with it. And so while attending the school, she was fascinated as to how versatile crepes were, and that you can use different ingredients and create many tasty selections. You can eat it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and dessert. So that's very, very unique and versatile. And that is really amazing. And so Chef Tamu, good morning, beautiful.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Tamu, this is really, really an honor and a pleasure, really, to have you back again. Just your personality and your persona. It really comes out in your food.
Thank you.
It really, really does. Because your presentation, my producer's already back there eating. He couldn't wait. But anyway, your presentation and the love that I know that I can see when you present the things that you do. And I've seen you in action. I've been to places where you were actually doing the crepes, and it takes time because it's an individual thing when you do it like that, right?
Yes, it takes time.
Yes,
it takes time.
Yeah, but people stand in line.
They do, patiently waiting.
They have their plate.
They really do.
Yes, and so
Thank
you have like the creperie. Describe to them what a creperie is.
Well, basically, a crepe is a thin French pancake.
Okay.
Really, it's really thin, and you can fill it with whatever you like, whether that's sweet or savory.
Okay.
So it's really eggs and milk and butter.
Okay.
It's very easy to make.
Okay.
But you have to take your time. You have to know how to swirl it in the pan.
All
Or how to
right.
twirl it.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you have a thing that is baked on, because almost like you would think almost like a pancake the way it kind of looks, but what do you call that?
Well, it's a crepe griddle. You
griddle.
can use a big crepe griddle, or you can use just an omelet pan.
Okay.
The omelet pan for those at home.
At home, yes.
Yes,
But when
yes.
you're out, I've seen it, it's kind of like a flat
Yes, it's a flat surface.
surface, and then it just has a top almost like a pancake maker.
Well, no, there's no
Oh,
top
there's no
on
top
It's
to
just
it.
a flat griddle.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. And then you just take that, and then you put whatever it is that you're going to fill it with, the fillings.
Correct. I'm going to have to do a demonstration one day.
Yes,
here.
yes, you have to, because everybody might not know what a crepe is, and if you've never had one, I mean, really, if you have an opportunity, if there's a crepe in your city or you're in a place where there is a creperie, go to it and try it. It's something different, and it can be for those that are vegetarians as well.
Absolutely. Well,
vegan?
Crepe City, yes.
Okay.
We just started having our vegan crepe mix.
Okay.
So that's a plus.
Okay.
That's something new. Also gluten-free.
Oh, okay.
And your toppings or your fillings can be just about anything.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay. All right. Well, we want you, if you can, go try a crepe because it's something different. It really, really is. I mean, if you like different things like I do, I like to try different things. And it is really something different. It's a unique experience, I'm telling you. And I know even at the book signing that I did, when I did my first book, Amen Sister, and she came and the people, they were standing in line and they came back for seconds, some and probably thirds, because the crepes are so good and the fillings and all of the things, the uniqueness of that and how she does it. It is really, really good. So you did go to culinary art school. So,
Yes.
And you're going to a culinary art school. So were you going there for something else and you switched over?
Well, actually, I went to Art Institute in Michigan, in
Okay.
Novi, and I started in 2015.
Okay.
I went for culinary
Okay.
arts, and I finished culinary art, and then I went back for baking and pastry, and then I finished baking and pastry and returned. And when I finished culinary and hospitality management,
Okay.
it took about a year.
Okay. So what gave you the love for wanting to cook? What was it?
Growing up with my grandparents.
I figured the grandma.
Yes, my
Okay.
maternal grandparents, they raised me, and along with everyone else, they cooked all day, both grandfather and grandmother.
Okay.
And basically on Saturdays, I would have to clean the string beans and do all of that good stuff, pop the peas and
Okay.
bag up other goodies for family and friends in the neighborhood and so forth. We had that kind of home, big mama home.
Okay.
So I was the youngest, so of course I was the one that was doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
The other
you
ones
got
were
left
out.
like I did, the last one to do all the dishes, for it looked like for
Absolutely.
decades,
So I was in the kitchen a lot.
Yeah, right.
So I start, just doing some things, making macaroni and cheese and things of that nature.
Okay,
I
okay.
wanted to go to Schoolcraft College once I got out of high school, but there was a waiting list, so I went to Wayne State for social work and then returned back.
Oh, okay. So social work was your first
Yes.
occupation.
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. So now, did your grandma and any of your family members, did they as well get into making the crepes?
No one.
No one but you.
Just me.
Okay, all right, okay. So you also have a degree in baking and pastries. Oh my God, those cakes.
John Doe.
Oh, I'm telling you, tell us a little bit about some of the cakes. They are so different.
So with the cakes, when I attended our institute, Chef Stroker said, just pick something that you really like. You can't decorate, so I can't decorate
Okay.
a wedding cake, but I can make one. So he told me to focus on something that I really like, and whatever that is, just to go with it. So
Okay.
baking and pastry is just not cakes and cookies and cupcakes.
Okay.
We made torts. We also made chocolates and artisan breads. So I love making bread.
Okay.
Things like that, yes. But I started making the pound cakes. And I said, well, if I have a southern twist with the crepes, let me have a southern twist with the pound cake. So I make banana pudding pound cake and German chocolate pound cake.
Stop.
Peach cobbler pound cake. So yes, so I started doing that and it was a great hit and people just started loving them.
Oh my goodness. Now I know there was one that was strawberries?
Yes, like a strawberry and cream.
Oh
Then
my
there's an
goodness.
Oreo cookie. So they're all different ones. I just come up with something, key lime pie, and it's
These are
different
just your
flavors.
own creations.
Yes, I just think about what I like to eat and what others like to eat, and just put it together in a pound cake.
Wow.
Yes.
And they are so beautiful. I mean, your presentation, the way you not only just make the cakes, but I mean, she has it drizzled with it, on the top, and she might have maybe some nuts sprinkled on there, and big whole strawberries on the top. I'm like, oh my God. And so, I mean, your creativity, it comes out,
Thank you.
in your cooking. You can see the love, people don't understand that when you cook, even women at home, you got to put love in it.
Absolutely.
And it's like an invisible ingredient. And if you love what you do and you love the people that you're doing it for, you know, it's going to come out in your cooking. And yeah, and it's like when they taste it, it's just going to be, you know, like, oh, this is so good. And they don't know that as well they're eating the love, the care, you know. I mean, you ever go to a place and you buy stuff and it's like, you send it back like, this doesn't taste good, you know. And somebody in there mad in the kitchen, you know, they in there fussing and arguing, you know, don't cook my food.
That's right. That's right. No, thank you.
You end up with a stomach ache and don't know why.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because somebody don't understand, you know, that it's a spirit that goes behind, even in your cooking, you know, the spirit of love, the spirit of anger, and all of those things. You know, if you mad, just don't cook. Go out to dinner. Don't cook your husband. Don't cook your wife no meal. Just go eat out at a restaurant. Say, look, I'm mad at you, and you mad at me. We're not cooking today. We're gonna go eat out. Let somebody else feed us.
That's the same with the cakes. You know, I can't make a cake if I'm moving around or too busy.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to come out right.
Yeah.
You have to take your time. And especially with chocolates. When I make chocolate, to tempt the chocolate, it takes time. And if you rush it, it's not going to come out right. So you have to really take your time.
Yes.
And be very patient.
So when you say chocolates, I know you do the chocolate covered strawberries and.
Yes, but no, like delicate chocolates.
Oh, okay. All right.
Filled with strawberry cream or whatever, infused with whatever you like.
Oh my
Yes.
So, are there different categories of even being a pastry chef? You know, are there different, just divisions or categories of being a pastry chef?
Well, when you're a pastry, for me, I'm in both sweet and savory. So I'm culinary and pastry chef. So when you're a chef, there's different levels. You could be a sous chef or you could be an executive chef. When you look at those hats and the tall hats, that tells you kind of.
Oh, really?
Yes, that tells you. Well, not all the time, but it should.
Right.
Okay,
so the hats is supposed to indicate what type or what level of
you are. Yes.
Oh, never
it's
knew that.
The executive chef when they have the tall hats.
Okay.
And then you'll just have like a regular hat on, just a regular sous chef.
Okay. Now, sous chef is usually the one that does the preparation, like.
Correct.
Okay. So everything that is needed, like all of the ingredients, the onions, bell peppers, all of those different things. That's what a sous chef does.
Yes, and then you can go garde manger, and that's more so when you are doing the salads and the cold. Foods.
Okay. So in a probably a real upscale kind of restaurant, they probably have those different kinds of chefs.
Yes, that's all kitchen lingo.
Okay.
Those are things that really no one ever thinks about. You just say chef.
Right.
When you're on the front of the house.
Right.
At the back of the house, those are just production line type things.
Okay. All right. Okay. And that's how they all come together because everybody is doing their part.
Correct.
Like we should be doing. Every gift should be supplying. Just like in the body of Christ. We have different gifts and different talents. And if we put them all together, see, we can make a beautiful meal.
That's right. Yes, amen.
It's just like cooking. If everybody is doing their part, and we put all of the pieces together, we can come out with a beautiful cake, a beautiful meal that's made in love, and and that somebody can eat from.
A 5-course entree.
Come on now. Come on now. That's what the body of Christ is, the fivefold gift. That's right. So it's a fivefold meal?
Yes.
All right now. Come on. See? God knew what he was doing.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So you told us, how the crepes. Well, tell us, how is the crepe made? How is it made?
Well, basically, again, it's very few ingredients.
Okay.
And you just use your whisk, and you whisk it up, and you pour it in the pan, and you swirl it around, and you flip it with a spatula.
Okay.
And voila. It takes it's not even a minute. It only takes about 25, 30 seconds for a crepe to be made.
So if I wanted a breakfast crepe, tell me what would a breakfast crepe be?
So a breakfast crepe, you can have like scrambled egg inside. You can also have like turkey bacon. Somewhat like an omelet.
Okay.
Whatever ingredients you like in your omelet, you can put it in a crepe.
Okay.
So if you have a small crepe or a large crepe, you'll be able to determine how much of the ingredients you need inside.
Okay.
So if you're at home doing it, just whatever you like to put in. But when you go to restaurants, usually they'll have like a bacon and cheese crepe, or I have a French toast crepe.
Okay. I've never, to be honest with you, I've never really seen, at least, the places I've gone for breakfast or any place that I've gone to a restaurant, I've never really seen crepes on the menu.
Very few
Okay.
have crepes. Very few. Yes, and there's not too many creperies.
Right.
Either.
Yeah, because there's not that many, and like I said, you really introduced me to the crepe. Okay. And I think there's one in Royal Oak.
Yes, Le Crepe.
And is that
Very good.
Is that the only other crepe?
The only one in Royal Oak.
And
Yes.
okay. Yeah, so like I said, that was the first time that I've had a crepe was when I was with you. And you really introduced me to the actual trying of the crepe. The first time I heard about it, like I said, when I was in Philadelphia at a conference, I didn't get it. I didn't taste it, but the first time I had yours, it was like, oh my God, this is really, really good.
Thank you.
And it's kind of, the crepe, just so for those of you that might not know, after she takes it out and you fill it, it's kind of like, almost like a taco looking kind of.
It's like a triangle.
Yeah.
You flip it in half and then you fold it again.
Right, so it's kind of open, right?
You'll see a very small part of it.
Okay.
You can see the toppings inside, but then of course I put a little topping on top.
Okay.
A little filling on top.
Right.
So whatever
right.
it may be, if it was chicken Alfredo, then a little of the chicken would be drizzled on the top.
Right.
For instance, at your book signing, we had a Hoppin' John, so that's black eyed peas and rice. So yes, that was the vegetarian one.
Oh,
so I would put a little
I
on top.
I didn't get none of that because if I hadn't went to the table, I wouldn't have got one.
I remember making yours at the end.
Yeah, because you made sure you
made sure
that's
you
right.
had.
You set mine aside because I'm telling you, they were eating it up.
And then we had a steak, I believe. A steak
Okay.
crepe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steak and potato.
Yeah, steak and potato. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, again, you can put just about anything inside. You can make it a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whatever you want. If you want to
Right.
make
And
it
a dessert.
savory. And then you also can make a dessert. Yes.
So tell us about the dessert crepe.
Well, the dessert, you can get real creative.
Okay.
Here in Michigan, you can use all of our fruits, of course. Go with the seasons. So you can use apricots, you can use figs, whatever you may want. Ricotta cheese you can add in. You could do like a strawberry and cream with cream cheese and strawberries. You can use blueberry cobbler and just
my
have blueberries,
goodness.
yes. And whenever I feel like making ice cream, I'll bring you some.
So, when you say the Southern twist, okay, so what does that mean? I know about the peach cobbler, so what was it that gave you that idea?
Well, with the Southern twist, I just figured because so many people were not familiar with crepes in the Detroit area, I just figured to bring what a lot of people was used to in regards to the ingredients. And so I was able to use those ingredients such as like nutmeg, cinnamon, things like that, vanilla,
Okay.
butter.
Okay.
Those things.
Like you're making a real peach pie.
Like you're making a real peach pie, apple pie, whatever it may be, like I say, German chocolate. Some of the things that a lot of people are familiar with in regards to the Southern type bistro foods, classics.
Yeah. And that's what makes hers unique. Whatever you do, you can take it to the next level and make it uniquely yours and put your signature on it. And that's the thing that I like about what you have done is that you just didn't stop there. You know who you're catering to, the audience of people that you mostly cater to, and you know what they like. And I'm sure when you go to other ethnic groups, you know how
Absolutely.
you have to know how to cater to them as well. But a lot of them like Southern food too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, U of M did a survey for me, and they spoke on the Southern twist tagline, and they stated that it would be best to possibly change it, but I stuck with it. But it's just more so per event. If you want the Southern style, so it's a theme type. So if you want the Southern twist, then I'll be able to use the Southern classic dishes in your crepes. If
Okay.
you want the Indian fare, then I will be able to change that as well. And that's another plus from our institute, because it's like an international school. So we were able to learn about different regions
okay.
and different foods and different spices and ingredients. So I'm able to compile those ingredients in whatever and incorporate those in whatever I'm making.
Okay, so you can make it unique to that particular
Absolutely.
ethnic group. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So tell us, you've been in business since how long now?
It was 2016.
2016. Okay.
Yes.
Now, in today's climate, being that we're in the pandemic, and you are a businesswoman, you're still thriving, you're still going on. I know you said you got a shower or something to do today.
Yes.
You got a baby shower to do today. She got some other things that are on the agenda. So tell our audience how you feel about people still being able to possibly start business even in the climate that we're in, because I believe that as I've been talking about, and I'm going to be talking about this for a while, that there is this is a season that I believe that everybody has to really think about, where am I going next? What am I going to be doing next? Because I believe this is a time for us to make a pivot in some of the ways and the things that we've been doing things. So it's a new season. It's a new time, I believe, after we come out of this post-pandemic. So can you give us some enlightenment as to how you feel after coming out of the pandemic, post-pandemic, that some of the things that you might see that you might need to do or want to do different. So some of the people that are listening that have a business and they're thinking, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going? Because we know things are not going to be the same when we come out of this. So do you have any, thing that you can share with us on that?
Well, a few.
Okay.
One, whatever it is that you are doing, just try to enhance it.
Okay.
If you can.
Okay.
Take it to another level. Of course, we have to change things. For instance, for Crepe City, well, I did pop-ups and more so catering, but I had to kind of turn it around even in my catering, because now I have to use boxes and so forth. So you may have to innovate and bring in new ideas. It's good to listen to the younger people too, because they tell you exactly what's going on and what it is that they like. So one, just stay determined and focus. Whatever it is that you were doing, if you felt there is a need to change or pivot, then surely just sit down with yourself and know your capabilities. Know how far and what you can do. Use your resources. Speak to other people.
Okay.
Try and, again, we're to look at our business plan every year. So
Okay.
that's great to do. Just go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
And go back to the business plan and say, okay, what needs to be changed? What needs to be tweaked? And be open to those changes. Do research as well. What other cities are doing and what's going on in other places. What does the customer want more so?
Absolutely.
Knowing what others may want or what's better fit for them at this time, especially through the pandemic in the food industry. So there's news reads on what other places are doing, what other states are doing, and it's great to stay up on that.
Okay.
To move forward.
That's good. When you made the point of listening, as I was sharing last week, we did as I'm reading this book, accelerating reinvention, accelerating results in the age of disruption, and it's written from a business standpoint, and it's talking about the various businesses that did not make it through the pivot of the last economic downturn. Some of the businesses, like Blockbusters and Radio Shack and BlackBerry, they were innovative, they were on the cutting edge at that time, and because of the fact that they didn't make the pivot in going into streaming as Blockbuster didn't, and Radio Shack, stopped at just, they were the first ones to make computers, but then they went into just parts and service, and BlackBerry, not going to a touch, to the touch screens and different things like that. So we all can become obsolete. In other words.
Absolutely.
And if we're not listening, you made something a key point, because if you're not listening to the customers and even asking questions, maybe even doing surveys as to what do you want. And so you know, sometimes we can get so prideful or arrogant and think that we got it all and that we know it all, or that we think that we know what the customer wants, because what they wanted last year might not be what they want this year.
Absolutely.
And because we're in a season of transition.
That's right.
This is a time and a season of transition, and everything right now is moving. And we don't know. Yes, it's accelerated. We're in an 2020, we're in the ninth month rather, of the year. And so it looked like it just started, because so much was happening in between so fast, you know, people dying, people sick, you know, having the pandemic and all of the things that went into that, wearing masks and what we should be doing and social distancing. So everything is changing, you know, and so we have to be willing to change.
Absolutely. You have to be willing.
Yes.
You have to have an open mind.
Yes.
And if you don't know, try and find out.
Yes.
And just understand that others may know a little more, and it's okay. And it may be fearful at times, because the same here with technology. We already know it goes real fast.
Right.
Things are always coming into play.
Absolutely.
And you have to stay up on it. So with Crepe City, that's something else that we're moving towards, and trying to change the brand and bring forward, you know, better technology and in regards to delivery, and just using Grubhub, just something simple as that, you know, and having an app and so forth. Those are things that some may not know about, and this is the time to learn.
Okay.
This is the time to learn, to just bring your business up to another level.
Okay. So people can get your service through Grubhub?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay,
I had
that's
to have
that's
an
something
open
you're
mind
looking towards.
and
Okay.
move towards other things.
Okay.
To be more innovative and do other, you know, newer things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not be so complacent and just say, okay, they'll come to me.
Yeah.
No, they're not just going to come to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, even the ideal of pop-up shops and things like that, there wasn't, 10 years ago, there wasn't anybody doing pop-up shops, you know, and so even that being something new where people can now make their business mobile.
Absolutely.
Not having to have the brick and mortar, where you can go someplace and people that have space where you can set up your pop-up shop right there. You can sell to that particular group of people or whatever, whoever is in that particular area that you're in. So there's all kind of ways to do business. And as you said, you have to be very open-minded. You have to be very creative. And you have to, like you say, ask some of these young people, teenagers and things like that, because of the fact they're very techie as well. And so, ask some of these young kids, what do you think about this? Because they know all about the new technology and things that we wasn't even privy to. I know my
resourceful.
Yes.
They're very resourceful.
Yes.
So it's so many people, this is what they do as well. Like, they started their business in those type of fields.
Yes.
Helping others like me. Which is, helpful.
Yes.
So it's all, again, helping your business thrive, helping your business get to another level.
Right.
And get ready for the next year. Because it's coming, it's right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you, in the near future, see yourself having a brick and mortar, or do you think you'll just kind of do more of the catering?
Well, I was going to get a food truck. I got a food trailer.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the pluses.
Okay.
During this time, I was able to get a food trailer, and so I'll be able to use that trailer.
Go to different
such as
events.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that's what Crepe City is coming to do next.
All right.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. So brick and mortar would be great. But food truck maybe first.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a lot of people are doing the food truck
Absolutely.
business. That is really, in fact, there's a company that I ran across just recently that's what they do. They help people get into the food truck business. And so if those of you that might be interested in being in that particular environment, as far as being a chef, or you have an aspiration to even own the food truck and hire you somebody to do it, look into it. It's all kind of possibilities out there. This is why we do the Marketplace Connection, is to upgrade your thinking and expand your capacity because God wants to give you more. And this is a time in the season where you need to have more than just a job. I'm going to say that one more time. You need to have more than a job. This is about multiple streams of income. And I remember when the Lord gave me the multiple streams of income, it was 8 streams that he gave me in this river of prosperity is what he called it. And the river of prosperity had 8 streams that flowed into it. So when the one stream dried up as your job, which is some of the people right now are still working from home, hoping that they might be able to go back into the office in 2021. Some of them are out for the rest of the year because their businesses have closed down. Well, maybe some of those businesses might not need you now that they see, okay, we got people at home. We don't need to have them come back to the office. And so, you know, the temporary jobs with benefits are going to become permanent jobs. See, the 1099 is where we're moving to. You know, you being in an office where you have all of the benefits and all of the things, the vacation pay and all of that, I'm telling you, you better get ready for what is coming in this age of disruption. Because the disruption came to change something. And there is going to be some change. So it's really now the time while you're at home, while we're on pause, while we're sitting there, is to be thinking about what I want to do, getting your business plans together. And all of the things, getting your LLC, getting all of those things together, so when the time comes for you to make that jump, that you're ready. So I just want to, you know, just encourage you, just like you did, you know, when you started your business. How did you kind of start into it, the creperie business? What did you do? What were some of the steps that you did?
Well, first I started the classes through Lifeline Business Consulting.
Okay.
So I went through there. I went through Motor City Match, where I won a grant as well.
Okay.
And they helped so much, tremendously. Build Institute also helped Crepe City a great deal. So I've been working with Fifth Third
So
Bank.
Lifeline, Tech Town, and then Build Institute. I'm familiar with all of those.
Yes, those 3 helped Crepe City a great deal. And actually, I'm still using those resources to this day.
Okay.
To elevate and redo the business plan and financials and so forth.
Okay.
To get me ready for the transition of moving from just catering to delivery and so forth.
Okay.
On it online.
Okay.
Yes.
So you did it in order: business plan, seeking out resources, you know, all of those things. Because to be in business, there is, you know, it's business.
Absolutely.
Even yes, even in a home business, you know. So there are things, you know, you need to have in place. You need to have the financial piece in place. So you might have to, you know, go and get grants. There is money out there. I'm saying right now in this season, there's a lot of grant money out there that you don't have to pay back. And I know particularly in Michigan it is. And so you need to seek out some of those things. Get online and seek out some of these places that can give you money. And some of them, even if it is a loan, it's a loan that you don't have to pay back for 30 years or whatever. You got 30 years to pay it back. And so it's low interest loans, and some of it is just free money. So we want you all to really be inspired by this woman of God that God is using in this unique area. As far as the creperie is concerned and all of the other things that she does. So give them your number, how they can be in touch with you, you know, and then we're going to go on, you know, but I do want them, in case somebody needs to go and they can't watch the whole broadcast, I want them to know.
Crepe City Detroit. That's the www.crepecitydetroit.com. The telephone number is area code 313-356-6665. And my email address is tamu.browning620@gmail.com. So that's tamu.browning620@gmail.com.
Okay, so Blaine, will you put up on the screen some of the things that she brought us this morning? And I'm going to read you some of her catering services that she does. So I want you all to just see her little cute box that we're getting ready to indulge in.
Yes, I started.
Blaine, did you already eat out of it? No, but he has a picture of some of the things that I want you all just to see. And this is just what she brought us today. This is not the totality of her business and what she does. I wish we had other pictures that we could show you some of these beautiful cakes and just some of the things of her. We're going to have we're going to do a video. We're going to have to get with you and do a video or something where we can show you in action.
Absolutely.
You know, there's some things that we're doing as well as the production end of our business here and at the Worship Media Group that we'll be able to go on location. And yeah, so we'll be able to do things like that. We have upgraded, just so you all know while he's showing you this, we've upgraded to, our cameras, 4Ks, and we're upgrading our equipment. See, because we're trying to make the pivot to really give you television quality as to the things that we're going to be doing. So we want you all to stay in tune with us. You're going to be seeing us. You're going to be hearing more about us and how God has made a pivot in our CEO, Blaine Irving, and his wife, Ida Irving, and the business here, that we want to stay ahead of the curve so we are able to be all that we can be and bring you quality production. So for those of you that might be thinking about doing a broadcast, those of you that might be thinking about having a book, we do book publishing, we do the broadcast, we do websites, and we do web hosting very cost effectively because this is it is a business, but it is a ministry. And our goal is to be a blessing to the body of Christ. And so we are here to serve. Not just to be here to be in business. And yes, there is a business in it, but we are here to serve you, the body of Christ. And so I want you to call me. I am the sales director, and you can reach me at 248-653-5401. Again, that is 248-653-5401. If you're interested in having a broadcast, we had people here this morning getting ready to come on our network. So we are growing, we are expanding, and we want you to be a part of it. You don't have to spend all that money on some of these other networks, okay? You don't have to spend all of that money on some of these other radio networks where you're not really getting the quality nor the respect, or even people that don't even appreciate you being a believer. I'm going to say that one more time. There are places that you go to that say Christian, but don't really respect you as being a believer. So we want you to come here because we are prophets, evangelists, apostles, pastors, and teachers that are on this broadcast and that are on this network. And we want you to be a part of the Worship Media family. Amen? Amen. All right. So if Blaine is finished showing you the food box, okay, so he can get back to eating.
Hallelujah.
So we talked about, being in today's climate, and I am so glad and thankful for you, Tamu, that you are continuing on with your business, that you are still thriving, that you are still, being successful, you're still expanding. So we are just so thankful for the Crepe City and all that you are doing here in the city. And I just believe, I'm just praying that God would just expand it even the more, add more to it, Do you have, people to help you, or you pretty much,
I have a team.
Okay, so you do have a team.
Yes,
okay.
I have a team.
Okay, good.
Yes, and I will be looking for more help.
Okay.
I will, once I go into the food trailer.
Okay.
I will need to post, hiring.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, you all keep up with me, and I'll let you know. And when she lets me know, we'll let you know that she'll be looking for people that are even maybe people that might want to learn how, to be, a chef or make crepes and different things like that. So, they can be understudies, and maybe maybe you're already in the, business of catering, but you don't know this end of it. So there's always something that they can add. You know, to their.
We can learn off each other.
That's
as
right.
well.
That's right. Absolutely. So, you know, you do. We want to be able to share our gifts and share the things, our knowledge that we have together, because that's what it's all about. It's us. And the more we share, the more we learn from each other, the better we become. So you can't be selfish, okay? This is not the time and the season for that. So how can my audience get in touch with you one more time so they'll know?
Yes. You can go www.crepeCityDetroit.com. That's CREPEDETROIT.com.
Okay.
And the telephone number is area code 313-356-6665. Again, 313-356-6665. And my email again is tamu.browning620@gmail. tamu.browning620.com.
Okay, all right. So these are some of her catering services that you can book her for. Private parties, corporate luncheons, okay? So for those of you that are in business or in corporations and you work in corporation, have them call her and say, you know, I was watching this broadcast and I saw a lady that did something different. So talk to your boss, or if you are the CEO, call her and say, listen, we want to try something that's different.
I'll be calling you.
And give our people something different instead of the same old, you know, same old menus. Let's do something creative, something different. So for corporate luncheon, the box that Blaine showed you, that can be something that can be done, you know, for a box lunch. You can do box lunches, correct?
Absolutely. The one that he showed, that feeds like 2 to 3 people.
Okay.
So there's one that's smaller that feed just one or two persons.
Okay.
And also those boxes can go even larger.
Oh,
feed a
okay.
group of 50
But,
people
okay.
or so.
Oh, okay. All right. She does the fruit. I saw,
Yes, it's
oh
like
my
a
goodness.
charcuterie board inside
Okay.
of a box.
Okay.
So you have a breakfast box. Basically, the box is called, quote unquote, grazing box.
A grazing box.
Yes.
Okay.
So those grazing boxes is typically what you see on displayed at parties or so.
Okay.
Where you see all the cheese, artists and
Yeah.
cheeses and the meats, and then
Yes.
you see fruit, fresh fruit, and so forth.
Okay.
So everything is in one box.
Okay.
Just a box of deliciousness.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait. And so the corporate luncheons, as I said, so, you know, please, and not only luncheons, but breakfast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. So if you're having a breakfast and you would like her to come, she can come and do the breakfast, or she can do something for the dinner. So it's no real limit to, you know, what you can do, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. And she can do weddings.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So for weddings, what do you do?
Weddings, a lot of people like the crepe station.
Okay.
So we would go and set up and do the crepe station. They will basically tell us what they want, what kind of meat or so forth, if it's just dessert. And those are the things that works well.
Okay. So you can do the
Opposed to a
dessert
cake.
table.
Yes, it wouldn't even be a dessert table. It would be the crepe station sweet crepes.
Okay.
So it can be sweet or savory, whatever it is that someone may want. So at weddings, a lot of times, again, we've done several weddings.
Okay.
And with those weddings, it was more so like a crepe station.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So in addition to whatever they were having, they had that as an addition.
A few was just
Or just
that's
the
what
crepe
they
station.
had.
Okay.
We've catered as well, like the
Okay.
entire food.
Okay.
And then a lot of times though, they may just want in addition to.
Okay.
So the crepe station.
Have you done some outside things now? For, you know, since we've been, you know, in the pandemic.
No, well, I've done some personal outside things.
Yeah,
just
like
to
personal
test
parties and things like that.
mhm,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you can have for even the backyard parties.
Oh,
or-
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And that's where the boxes come in now.
Okay.
Due to the pandemic, instead of having your food out, the food can be in the boxes, and they can already be prepared for your guests.
Okay.
So if we were still to use the cart, the food cart or the food trailer, that would be great as well, because people don't have to come up there and get it. Basically, we have a system where each person can just write down what it is that they want, and when they write that down, we'll make it, and then it'll already be boxed and prepared for the people.
Wow,
For the guests,
that is good. So do you, in addition to the wedding cakes, do you do wedding cakes?
No.
Okay, but you do, but say like if they wanted to have, some of the cakes that you make, you can also do that, in addition to them having the wedding cake.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
I look forward to making the cakes that I make during the holiday times and
yeah.
having better packaging. So instead of just a box, I'm looking for a upscale better box so I can
Okay.
deliver or ship.
Okay.
Because a lot of people wanted me to ship cakes last year.
Really?
And that was something I wasn't familiar with.
Okay, you heard that. If you live out of town, you can have a cake shipped to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so
You do German chocolate?
Yes, German chocolate.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to doing that
Rum cake?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Rum cakes? For real?
Yes.
Oh my! I remember my mother used to make those. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'll
All
make you
right.
one.
Okay.
And you too.
See, so if you have people that are out of town and you want to send them a gift, you can send them a cake for the holiday.
I'm out of
right.
town.
Yes, they can have a cake.
My producer, he can't help himself. He back there making all kind of comments about it. Yes, so you can send them out of town. If you want to send somebody a gift for their birthday, and you want them to have a German chocolate cake, that's their favorite, or a rum cake, or a pound cake, you can have them sent, in, and you can get in touch with her. So that's something different.
Yes. And even a box. I can't ship the boxes just yet, but I am able to deliver them.
Okay. Okay. All right, but there'll be a time where you'll be able to ship them out of town.
Yes, I pray.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Okay. Okay. We're going to believe that. Okay. All right. So for those of you that are local, this is something that you can do. Okay. Holiday parties. You can also get in touch with her for the holidays. So we know, well,
Booking
Labor Day
out.
is right on us, but we know Thanksgiving is coming up and Christmas is coming up. So if you want to get in touch with her for the holiday, please, we're going to give her number out again in case you joined us late. But we're going to give her number again because we want you to patronize her, okay? We want you to hire her, and, we want you to use her so, her business can be blessed. Okay, so baby showers, which is what you're doing today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so baby showers, you can do that. What kind of things do you do, like, for baby shower? What are you doing kind of like today?
Well, today it's regular food.
Okay.
So I don't just do crepes.
Okay.
I'm able, because I am a chef, I am able to do whatever it is that you may like, whatever it is that you may want. So today she just have a typical spread.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So she does that. Birthdays. So any birthdays coming up, graduations. We know that the graduates poor things. They weren't able to have a regular graduation parties. But if there's something that you can do outside and you can still celebrate. I know a lot of people had yard parties, so we still can do that. Social distance, you can still use your mask or whatever. And so you can still hire her for whatever occasion that it may be, okay? So we just, really, really, really want you to, this young lady, I'm telling you, she's a jewel, not because of the fact that she cooks so well, but her personality. That's what I like about her. She has the personality to go along with everything that she does creatively. And she just has the personality of love and joy, and I love that about her. And so everything that she does, when she brought the box in here today, I mean, it was just so beautifully arranged. It wasn't just, fruit in the box and, you got some cookies on the side or whatever. I mean, she had it so arranged so beautifully. And it's like you almost don't want to eat it, but like, I can't help myself. Like my producer, he took the box out of the room
Yes,
before
he
we
did.
could. He was supposed to. He took a picture of it.
You're such a hater.
Just so he could eat while he's over there behind the camera. Okay.
Oops.
So it's just one of those kind of things you can't help yourself. So we want you really, really to get in touch with her because she will not only come and bring you the best in terms of what she does, but she'll bring you her personality and all the things that she does so patiently. I mean, seeing her at work just behind that crepe and making it individually now, as people want it. Okay, so we're not talking about something that's already prepared. I've been there and watched her and how she spreads this, how she spreads the batter. And she does it so patiently, and people, she'll put it out there when she's done. If you want chicken Alfredo, and tell them what's in the chicken Alfredo. What are some of them ingredients? Because it tastes so good.
With the chicken Alfredo, it's what we call a bechamel sauce.
Okay.
So with the bechamel sauce, that's what a lot of people make the macaroni and cheese with.
Oh.
Bechamel sauce, and they'll add cheese.
Okay. Now, what is that?
To it. So
I don't want to give your secret out. Okay.
No, but a bechamel sauce is very simple. When you have, back in the day when you have flour and you have water and so forth, and you just keep
just like you're doing a gravy.
And you're doing a gravy, that's somewhat like a bechamel sauce.
Okay.
It's a white sauce, cream sauce. Very easy to make, but you have to pay attention so you don't burn it.
Okay. And then you put what in it?
I use fresh Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
And then you can use heavy cream.
Okay.
And just make it real yummy.
Okay.
So
that's you put a basil or something. What is it?
No, that's spinach.
Oh, spinach. Yeah, I know it was something green. Okay.
Spinach and mushroom. So all of those ingredients, I usually just pile up whatever vegetables we have. But basically, the Alfredo sauce is what the winner is.
Right.
The
and then you
Alfredo
put the chicken in there.
Yes, it's grilled chicken breast.
Okay.
So with the grilled chicken breast, it's very seasoned.
Yes.
And then you
very tender.
You grate fresh Parmesan cheese on top.
Okay.
So.
And then you put the sauce and all of that on top of it. Oh my God!
Yes.
Got my mouth watering. Well, I tell you, it is now. That's the favorite. So, what's the next best favorite?
Shrimp.
The shrimp.
A lot of people like the shrimp, and then I also have a lobster Newburgh, so that's with a lot of vegetables and with the sauce
lobster?
as well. Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're going over to her.
So with the
I'm
lobster,
a fish lover.
yes,
I'm a
the
seafood
lobster
lover.
is so good. Yes.
So what goes in that?
Well, basically, it's just celery and carrots and onions.
Okay, kind of sautéed.
Sauteed, and then you have the fresh lobster. And you also can add your shrimp or your scallops. But I've only done scallops a few times.
Okay.
They're so delicate and you have to be very careful, and they're too expensive to just have sit around and they'll get rubbery.
Right.
So not too many people want that.
Okay.
That goes for more so small parties.
What about crab? You do anything with a crab cake or anything kind of?
Well, I use crab. Yes, I can.
Okay. Anything you want, pretty much, right?
Basically anything you want. Vegetables, you can have just all vegetables. You can have, beef or lamb, corned beef.
Oh, no, I love lamb too.
You have corned beef or lamb. Whatever it is that you want, I can make it.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
and when
when
she comes, she brings her. I wish I had a picture. Her whole station. I don't have a picture of it, but
yes,
she brings.
and that's like on our Facebook.
On Facebook. So you got her Facebook page, right?
Yes, Crepe City, Detroit.
Crepe City, Detroit.
Yes.
And you'll see her. The picture that I put up when I was doing the advertisement. When she was at her table, and she has her whole table with her drape on it with Crepe City, and it is so beautiful.
With that picture there, I was actually at Easter Market.
Okay.
And I won first place there.
Okay, congratulations.
For the baking.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and she has her chef outfit on and all of that. She comes professional.
Absolutely, presentation.
That's right. She comes professional. She's just not there, just cooking, and she comes with her, all her attire. And she is very professional in her presentation, So I just want to encourage you to look her up on Facebook. The Crepe City, so gorgeous. Even her cards and all of the things. And what is this on here?
That's a crepe.
That's
actually.
a crepe?
So you can make a crepe cake.
A crepe cake.
Yes, for instance, like that can be a crepe cake because there's different layers. There's several layers of crepes stacked on top. So you can put strawberries inside, you can put cheese inside, cream cheese, or whatever it is that you may want. Yes, I haven't been doing those, but I am. I believe that is one that I will start doing.
Oh my
The crepe
goodness.
cake.
The crepe cake.
And decorated with fresh flowers.
See
and
what
so
I'm
forth.
saying? Just creative. And
I'm
there's-
giving you all my ideas.
Yes, yes, there is no limit to what you can do, you know, with the
Yes.
create, because we are creative beings. So again, I just want to, you know, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Tamu,
Thank you.
for coming on a Saturday morning and being with us and, you know, just sharing your love and sharing all of the, you know,
Thank you
this
for
the
having me.
creativity that you know, that you do with your Crepe City. And so we bless your
Thank you.
business. We do. We thank God for you and thank God for your business. You know, the 4 or 5 years that I've been, you know, been knowing you since, you know, the first time we did the
Yes.
broadcast and came and did my, 2 years ago, did my book signing. And I just thank God for your life. And I just believe great things. This is just the beginning of what God is going to do. And I decree and declare expansion upon your business, you know, that it will grow and that it will continue to thrive, not just survive. And
Yes.
your food truck business, I look forward to seeing Crepe City around the city.
Yes. Yes.
Seeing your
God's
logo
will.
on your truck
Yes,
and
yes.
seeing it at different locations around the city. So we just thank God for that, and we believe that it is going to be, it is so. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Yes.
Yes. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity
Yes.
today, I believe, for you to hear something different about a woman that is in business, that is thriving in her business, that is upgrading in her business. And you heard some of the things that we talked about. So we want you to take them to heart, because whatever God did for her, He can certainly do it for you. He is not a respecter of person. So we thank God for the Crepe City and all that is going to be doing, in this 2020 year and the 2021 year and the years after it. And we want you, if you see that truck around the city, you go up there and you tell her you heard it on the Marketplace Connection. Amen.
Yes,
So we thank God for those of you today. This has been a great broadcast. We will be here again next week. We're going to have Miss Precious S. Brown that's going to be here next week, and we're going to be talking about how to market your manuscript in the age of disruption. For those of you that are writers, you know I have a book, The Amen Sister. I don't have it here in front of me. I don't know if Blaine is able to put it up on the screen, but I want you, if you've been listening to me for these past 2 years that this book has been out, I want you to get the Marketplace, not the Marketplace Connection. You get this. I want you to get Amen Sister, okay? It is a journal out of my journaling, and it has scriptures and things for you to meditate on, and for you, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is, or wherever you are in life, it is an opportunity for you to be encouraged to know that God loves you and that He has a plan for your life, and He wants the best for your life. And that's what that journal is all about. I have an anthology coming up. See, we're not sitting down in the pandemic. I have an anthology that's coming up. I don't know if he's able to put our picture up there, but we'll have it next week where you can see that. But it is gathering the fragments that nothing will be lost, okay? And so we want you to, just engage in some of the things that God would have you to do in this season, in this hour. Don't sit back. Don't wait around. Write that book. Start that business. Whatever it is that He's calling you to do, we want you to do it. So I want you to, if you're interested in being in my next anthology, I do have a page. It's called the Authors Anthology Connection. Go to it on Facebook and become a part of the next anthology, where we can tell your story and your message of transformation and what God has done for you in your life, so other women can be blessed, that nothing would be lost. Amen. So we thank God for you. This has been the Marketplace Connection. We will see you again next Saturday. Again, market your manuscript with Precious S. Brown. We'll be here next week as our guest. Have a great day. Bye-bye.